TNT Center. The San Antonio Spurs win over the Denver Nuggets 123-111. That is 5 out of 6 for the San Antonio Spurs. From the Spurs Net Center, I'm Chris Duel. We will get you back out to Bill Schoening in just a moment for his wrap-up from the AT&T Center. Programming note on the flagship station, Spurs Radio 1200 WOAI. Our Spurs React is coming up with Michael Bartlett and myself in just a few minutes here. Only 2 other games tonight in the NBA. Earlier tonight, the Utah Jazz defeated the Philadelphia 76ers 118-96. Rudy Gobert, a double-double, 17 points, 21 rebounds for the Jazz. And in the other game tonight at the FedEx Forum in Memphis, the Grizzlies beat the Los Angeles Lakers 108-95. Once again, the final score tonight from the AT&T Center, the San Antonio Spurs win. It's their 5th of their last 6 games that the Spurs have won. They defeat the Denver Nuggets 123-111. Quick wrap-up coming up from Bill Schoening at the AT&T Center. Then Spurs React on the flagship station, Spurs Radio 1200 WOAI. Spurs Radio continues in a moment. Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. AC Gonzalez, Rubiana Haney, Jason Salinas, David, Joe, Taro Kotani from Tokyo. I am wearing my Spurs hard hat because it's hard to win 5 out of 6 and beat a good Nuggets team. Axel J. Miller, what is up? Woo! Spurs are back, baby. Spurs are back. That's what I'm talking about. Ye of little faith. Ofa Lin in here from Singapore. Taro Kotani in here from Tokyo. Yeah. Woo! In Pop we trust. Go Spurs, go.
At AT&T, everyone, new and existing customers, get our best deals on every smartphone. Why? Because you deserve it. For turning your living room into your office.
Whoa! Whoa! Woo!
And teaching her again.
It's the button on your left, Anna. Okay, your other left.
Frank Ramirez, welcome in. Axel J. Miller from the Denver area. Sam, welcome. David, welcome. Christian Picardo, welcome. Sergio Lozano, welcome. Spurs, baby.
That'll do it from the AT&T Center tonight. The Spurs with a victory over the Denver Nuggets, 123-111. The senior director of broadcasting is Mike Gigarillo.
Change your mind, let me know.
Handles commercial traffic.
I'm still waiting for him to give me the insider stuff.
Statistician Walter Stoops. Next game of the Spurs against these same Denver Nuggets on Saturday evening. That will be a 7:30 tip. We'll be on the air at 7 o'clock with Spurs Radio Game Night. As always, for all things Spurs, follow us on Twitter, Spurs.com.
Nicholas, great win. Thank you.
Our studio producer this evening, Mike
Jeff
Butler,
McClanahan.
Woo! Bill Schoening.
Woo!
This evening.
Woo!
The Spurs would win over the Denver Nuggets. The final 123-111.
Spurs are back!
With the win. This has been a presentation of Spurs Sports and Entertainment.
In Pop
and the
we
National
trust.
Basketball Association.
Go Spurs, go!
Reserved. Good night, everybody.
Spurs Radio Game Night Rewind has been brought to you by AT&T.
David Baez.
For the codes we live by.
Dave Emilio Castanuela says he'll drink to that. 39 degrees in Denver, but it's hot in San Antonio. Axel J. Miller, good point, sir. Woo!
As the official market
Woo!
of the NBA, Ticketmaster has got you covered with the largest selection of seats
Jason
in the
Salinas.
marketplace. Don't miss any of the action.
Woo!
Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
5 out of 6. Woo!
Hi, my name is Ted, and a little thing
5 out of 6 is 80%. Meatloaf says 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Meatloaf didn't even write a song about 4 out of 5. Rick Escoto, welcome in. Let's go.
Peppermint chip milkshake is that first sip when you taste the
That's what I'm talking about.
It's like catching snowflakes on your tongue.
Woo!
Chip milkshake from Chick-fil-A.
Woo!
Available for a limited
Woo!
time. Guests paid for this.
Spurs win. Spurs win again. Spurs win again.
This is no highlight on the home of the Spurs. Spurs Radio 1200 WOAI.
That's what I'm talking about. Spurs win 5 of their last 6 games. I was just telling the people on Facebook Live that was 80%. No, that's 83.3%. 4 out of 5, which is where they were before tonight. That's 80%. 5 out of 6. Let me do my Holmes High School math. I believe, and somebody can help me out on their calculator, because I'm doing it in my head. I believe that's 83.3333333% of the last 6 games that your San Antonio Spurs have won. Beautiful, beautiful win tonight for the San Antonio Spurs over the Denver Nuggets, 123-111. This is Spurs React on Spurs Radio 1200 WOAI. I'm Chris Duel, along with the beautiful and talented Mr. Rogers of Sports Talk Radio, Michael Bartlett. It's always a beautiful day in his neighborhood, and it's especially beautiful when the San Antonio Spurs have won 5 out of 6 games. Things are looking very, very good for the San Antonio Spurs. Here's how you can be a part of Spurs React. Lots of people already joining us on Facebook Live. I see Brian Birdie, who was at the game tonight. Brian, I saw your photo at the game on social media. Taro Kotani joining us on Facebook Live from Tokyo, Japan. Tonight, it's daytime in Tokyo where Taro is. Ofa Lin joins us from the other side of the world in Singapore. So you can join us on the live video feed and see how handsome Michael Bartlett is. By the way, if you're on the live video feed, you'll see me wearing my Spurs hard hat. If you're on radio, you can't see it, but I'll hit it for you. That's my Spurs hard hat. I'm wearing my Spurs hard hat because it's hard to win 5 out of 6 games. It's hard to beat a good Denver Nuggets team, but that's what the Spurs did tonight. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm watching my TV screen right now, and I'm watching the post-game press conference from head coach Gregory Charles Popovich, and all I can say is hashtag in Pop we trust. I'm going to go to the phone lines in a moment. Phone number, if you're in San Antonio, 210-737-1200. If you're outside San Antonio, we pay for the call as well. That outside San Antonio number is an 800 number. It's 800-383-WOAI. Numerically, that's 800-383-9624. Before I go to the phone lines, let me give you a few numbers from tonight's game. Big one was rebounding. Spurs out-rebounded the Denver Nuggets tonight, 54-33. Man, oh, man, oh, man. The Spurs scored 37 points in the first quarter. That was their largest first quarter scoring output of the season. At the end of one, the Spurs led 37-29. So what did the Spurs do in the second quarter? They scored another 37 points to have their largest halftime total of the season at 74. Spurs led at the half 74-65. End of 3 quarters, the Spurs led 100-90. And you know what they say in the NBA? First team to 100 usually wins that game, and they did tonight. Final score from the AT&T Center. The San Antonio Spurs 123, the Denver Nuggets 111. Let's grab some phone calls, shall we? Well, let me give you a couple more individual numbers. First, I'm thrilled about the rebounding number, 54-33. Spurs out rebounded the Nuggets. But let me just tell you some Spurs who were phenomenal. 3 Spurs scored 20 or more points tonight. Led in scoring Derek White with 23. Derek White had 23 points. He had 6 rebounds and 4 assists. With 21 points, Lonnie Walker, and Michael Bartlett was critical of Lonnie Walker on Spurs React the other night. I should have told him to bite his tongue, but I let Michael Bartlett spew some of his tough love for Lonnie Walker. Lonnie Walker was phenomenal tonight. I think Michael Bartlett owes Lonnie Walker an apology. I look forward to that maybe on social media later tonight. Lonnie Walker, 21 points in 26 minutes. Lonnie was 7 of 12 from the field, 3 for 5 from three-point country. Lonnie went to the free throw line 4 times and did not miss. Lonnie Walker had 4 rebounds, 3 assists, a +9 in the plus-minus. Your best plus-minus of the night for the Spurs was Doug McDermott, a.k.a. Dougie McBuckets. He had a +12 in the plus-minus. Doug McDermott also had 17 points tonight. He had 3 rebounds to go with his 17 points. Doug McDermott, 3 of 7 from three-point country. Overall, the Spurs were 15 of 35 from three-point territory. That's 43%. They shot 52.3% overall from the field. It all adds up to 5 wins in 6 games for the San Antonio Spurs as they beat the Denver Nuggets tonight at the AT&T Center, 123-111. Let's grab phone calls, 210-737-1200. As she often does, one of our favorite callers, one of our favorite Spurs fans is Veronica. Veronica, you're on Spurs React on 1200 WOAI. Welcome, Veronica.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Michael. I'm not trying to rain on your parade, but it's actually 5 games out of 7. We lost 2. But it was an awesome win tonight. It was awesome that we shot better field goal percentage than the Nuggets. I don't know if you were watching the game, but Jokic didn't hit more than 3 shots outside the paint. So he was having a really off night at that. He was missing almost anything that he threw outside the paint. And I think that was really a big break for us. Derek was phenomenal. Shanti was phenomenal. He's gone over 3,000 points now. That stat I was having last week that I thought he lost, I was wrong. He's still in it. He's still on his way to breaking David Robinson's record for winning games with 15 points and 5 assists and 5 rebounds. I think he has 2 more games to catch up and 1 more to win. But it was a really, really good game. The calls were kind of crappy, but Spurs just kept on going and kept on going. Didn't lose their lead after they got ahead, and it was just a phenomenal game. And go Spurs go, and let's get them again on Saturday.
Go Spurs go, Veronica. And how dare you check my math, but you were right. It's 5 out of 7. I was counting the Phoenix 4-point loss as a win in my mind. That was a win. But you're right. It's 5 out of 7. 5 out of 7 is pretty darn good, though. Meatloaf sings 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I think if Meatloaf would have done a sequel to that song, it would have been 5 out of 7 is pretty darn good by Meatloaf. Meatloaf, if you're listening, and I know you're a Texan, Meatloaf, 2 out of 3 ain't bad was a great hit from the Bat Out of Hell album. Maybe it's time for a sequel to 2 out of 3 ain't bad, which is 5 out of 7 is pretty good. Thank you, Veronica. I went to Holmes High School. I wasn't very good at math. We weren't much for book learning at Holmes High School back in the late 1970s. So my bad. A couple of people, Brian Birdie, Tucker Park, correcting my math as well on Facebook Live. Back to the phone lines we go. I do have this number correct. Spurs beat the Nuggets tonight, 123-111. Back to the phone lines. And Morgan, you are on Spurs React on 1200 WOAI. Welcome, Morgan.
How you doing?
I'm doing well, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out, in Kevin Johnson's absence, everybody stepped up big time tonight. We needed everybody to step up with next man mentality. And for Saturday's game, everybody's going to have to bring it the same type of intensity and level that the Spurs need to sweep this home and home against the Denver Nuggets.
Morgan, great call. Thank you, sir. And I agree. Denver's a very good team. They've been very good ever since the Joker, Nikola Jokic, has been there, and he's got a great supporting cast. So, yes, great win tonight. Can you do it again on Saturday night? I mean, obviously, now you can beat this team, but basketball and so many sports are games of adjustments, and it's hard to beat a good team twice in a row. And it's going to be a great test again on Saturday night for the San Antonio Spurs. I want to grab one more phone call on Spurs React as the Spurs beat the Denver Nuggets 123-111. Let's go to Lisa. Lisa, you are on Spurs React on 1200 WOAI. Welcome, Lisa.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, so anyways, no, it was a great game. Somebody pointed out that they did play last night, and they said that they looked tired. Do you agree about that?
You could argue that, and but it's the NBA, and people said that about the Spurs, when they came back from Phoenix and lost that game on a back-to-back as well. So yeah, back-to-backs are tough, and you could certainly make that argument tonight. But I still think, Lisa, in the end, it all equals out. I mean, the Spurs faced that 48 hours ago, and the Nuggets faced it tonight.
That's right. Okay, then my other question for you is, okay, the guys are gelling now. It's been rough. I'm a diehard Spurs fan. Do you think it's Coach Pop, or do you think it's the players? Why we started winning again?
Lisa, I think it's all of the above. I think Greg Popovich's record speaks for itself all of these years. I think he's one of the best coaches in NBA history. He's got a great staff. We talked about this throughout the season, and it's still a young season, Lisa. This is the youngest team Greg Popovich has ever coached. And in a lot of these games before this 5 out of 7, which I now got right, the Spurs were close in a lot of these games and just did not yet know how to close a game and win a game when it was tight late in the game. So I think it was both. I think it was the coaching, not just Pop, but the entire staff. But I think it was these young players beginning to find a way to close out a game and win it and believe in themselves and not commit the errors that they were committing earlier in the season that let some of those games get away from them.
That's right. Like you said, there's a lot of been close games. We almost beat Phoenix. Nobody really wants to give us credit, but I think they're really doing good.
Lisa, great phone call, and I agree with you. Thanks so much for the phone call. And you're right. We lost by 4 to Phoenix right after beating Golden State. And Golden State at the time had the best record of the NBA that night, a few nights ago. Golden State was one game better than Phoenix. And we beat them. When we beat them, that enabled Phoenix to tie Golden State for the best record in the NBA. Then we went to Phoenix and lost by 4. And that was the one that I was counting as a win in my head, thinking 5 out of 6, but no, it's 5 out of 7. So 5 out of 2. And I can do my math on that. That is percentage 714. The Spurs have won 71.4% of their last 7 games. 5 out of 7. Pretty good. Those were some great phone calls. Elisa, Morgan, Veronica, thank you for the phone calls. Michael Bartlett, I'm going to give you a chance here, man, to jump in after you disparaged Lonnie Walker 2 nights ago. Do you want to at least publicly apologize to Lonnie Walker for your harsh words a couple of nights ago?
Let's just say maybe Lonnie was listening last night.
I'm sure he was. I'm sure he was. He's a big fan.
Yeah, who's to say? But it's tonight. I'll keep it short and sweet. Tonight, it was all about team ball. That's literally what it was tonight. It was team ball. We've talked about it all season that
hello, Amber.
This team is not going to be a one-star, one-trick pony kind of a thing. They don't necessarily, quote-unquote, have a superstar guy. It's a team. It's going to be a team game for them, and that's what tonight was. Lonnie got off to a great start. Derek played well. Derek's averaged over the past 3, not counting this one, 20-plus points. So it was a good team game tonight. Everybody showed up in place of Keldon Johnson being out. And if this is what the team can do every game, plus when Keldon Johnson gets back, when he's healthy, that's dangerous. That's very dangerous for a young team that we're seeing gel. Lisa was wondering, is it Pop? Is it the team? It's both, because it can't be one without the other. Pop is seeing what mistakes need to be corrected, where to guide these young players. And these young players are also embracing and accepting that coaching, because unfortunately sometimes you see it with young teams. They lose a lot of games and they check out. They don't want to try to get better. But this team, a couple of weeks ago, DeJounte Murray talked about it. It's the culture. It's the Spurs culture. That's how the Spurs culture is. We may not win every game. We may not lose every game, but we're going to compete every single game and compete for 48 minutes like Thaddeus Young talked about in pregame today. So great team win. Hopefully they can get it on Saturday against the Nuggets as well and try to finish off this homestand with a good, solid, maybe 4-1 record.
Michael Bartlett, who makes the show go from beginning to end. And yeah, it's going to be fascinating Saturday night to see if the Spurs, 48 hours later, after really putting it to the Nuggets tonight, getting this win, 123-111, can you come back? I mean, it's in your house and you got home cooking. And it's an extended road trip for the Denver Nuggets. It would be phenomenal for this Spurs team to win 2 in a row over the Nuggets, which they now have created an opportunity for themselves to do by winning this one tonight. Our thanks to the great Bill Schoening in his 21st year as the radio voice of the San Antonio Spurs. English language. Don't want to forget Paul Castro as the Spanish language radio voice, who also does an outstanding job. Want to thank Bill. He's magnificent. Sam Walters, on-site engineer for Bill Schoening, always doing a great job. Veteran statistician Walter Stoops, and the man you just heard from, Michael Bartlett, who makes the entire broadcast go from beginning to end. Spurs have won 5 out of 7. They go for 2 in a row against the Nuggets on Saturday night. And then Sunday night, the New Orleans Pelicans will be in here for a 6 o'clock game on Sunday. Saturday night's game, regular time at the AT&T Center. Tip-off just after 7:30 Saturday night. That means Spurs radio game night with the voice of the Spurs, Bill Schoening, 7 o'clock on Saturday night. For Bill Schoening, for Sam Walters, for Walter Stoops, and for Michael Bartlett, I'm Chris Duel. Go Spurs, go. In Pop we trust. 5 out of 7 as the Spurs have defeated the Denver Nuggets tonight, 123-111. You've been listening to Spurs React on Spurs Radio 1200 WOAI. All right, y'all. Woo! Frank Ramirez, let's do it again. Go Spurs, go. I will see you tomorrow. My show on Ticket 760, along with Shannon Salty Sweeney, 6 a.m. to 9. We stream live video just like this. Join us there. Later, Peter Villarreal. Later, everybody. Taro from Tokyo. Ofa Lin from Singapore. Brian Birdie, who was at the game tonight. Amber, Foamfoot 420. Amber, who joins us in the morning as well on Ticket 760, AM 1300, The Zone out of Austin. Great win tonight for the Spurs. Celebrate, Spurs fans. This was a great one. Go Spurs, go. And we'll see you tomorrow on my radio show. We'll see you Saturday night. Spurs Nuggets again on Saturday. Adios, amigos.